Hi!
Welcome back to Opening the Vault,
Where we watch every Disney animated feature in chronological order. I'm Jarrett Sullivan.
I'm Jess Ayers.
And today we'll be watching The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book was released in 1967, a few years after The Sword and the Stone. And it is the last film to be worked on by Walt Disney. He died in 1966. So this is his last animated feature. So, goodbye, sir.
Thanks, Walt.
Thanks. Based on Rudyard Kipling's classic book, and then adapted Disney style. This is one where I don't remember the last time I saw it.
I don't remember the last time I saw it either.
And while it's been on our shelf, it was still wrapped in cellophane. So we obviously haven't been pressed to watch it since they did the DVD release whenever that was.
I'm willing to bet that it was when I used to work at the World of Disney store on Fifth Avenue in New York.
Yeah.
Which, if you've been to New York recently, you will know that the World of Disney on Fifth Avenue doesn't exist anymore.
So we're going to go in with Mowgli here and watch The Jungle Book.
Let's do it.
Walt Disney's most entertaining triumph in the art of animation is here. It's Walt Disney's The Jungle Book.
You did it!
Jungle Book.
Yay!
It's great.
Mowgli equals Brown Arthur.
Yeah.
Meaning they clearly either reused like animation cells or at least modeled Mowgli the very same that they modeled Arthur from Sword in the Stone.
Character designs are Bill Peet again, just like Sword in the Stone, so it kind of makes sense. And Mowgli and Arthur are about the same age-ish, kind of.
Yeah,
Arthur
probably.
a little older, but they're about the same age, 10.
I will say, though, that they did attempt to make Mowgli look ethnically correct than just like, you know, it's not literally Arthur painted tan. They did try. His face is obviously very different than Arthur. Little spindly limbs, and they're just scrawny and cute.
So, coming off of Sword in the Stone, Bill Peet told Walt that the animation department can do much more interesting things with animals, and suggested The Jungle Book. However, the first draft and kind of ideas were very dark, much like the source material, more about man versus nature, and Walt thought it was too dark and too heavy for a family film, and he wanted them to light it up. Apparently, Bill Peet was not going to have that. He and Walt kind of had it out, and Bill Peet left the studio. I had to think, because there's Akela the wolf, Bagheera's the panther, Baloo the bear, and I was like, okay, well, panthers definitely are in India, but are wolves and bears in India?
Yes! I found out that Baloo is not like a regular brown bear or a black bear like we have here in North America. He is a very specific type of bear called a sloth bear, and they are only found on the subcontinent of India.
One bit of reused animation we noticed was wolves kind of tackle Mowgli and lick him and
lick his face.
Lick his face. It's the exact same animation from Sword in the Stone with Arthur and the dogs. Yet another example of this. We're going to see it throughout all these movies. The voice of Colonel Hathi, very British.
The big elephant.
Sounded very familiar to us, and that's because it is J. Pat O'Malley, who is very famous in Disney. We saw him before in 101 Dalmatians as the Colonel and Jasper. He's the Cockney voice in Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh, from Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins, and he's also in the Pirates of the Caribbean, in the ride of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Just a random pirate voice.
One of the piratey voices, like Thurl Ravenscroft and these guys. So that's awesome, and it's such a fun character, that British Colonel. Winifred. Oh, Winifred.
That's my favorite. Bambi's mom makes an appearance in this movie.
Yeah, we totally see Bambi's mom.
Bambi's mom has a cameo.
We're sitting here watching. Is that Bambi's mom?
It is Bambi's mom.
Another voice that we are very familiar with in this movie, Sterling Holloway.
Yes.
Who is Winnie the Pooh, but he is
Kaa.
And as a bad guy, that voice...
He is creepy.
Is scary. Like, Kaa, even... Yeah, he sings that song, and he manipulates them, and he transfixes them, and he wants to eat Mowgli, and he even tries to trick Shere Khan. And I feel like Kaa and Shere Khan, if they were actually going to, like, duke it out. Shere Khan would probably win, but
yeah.
Kaa
would put up a good fight.
Definitely, if he catches Shere Khan by surprise, he definitely could beat him. He's a real threat in the forest.
Well, boa constrictors are not something to be trifled with.
Exactly. So they do an excellent job with that, because it's not just like, you have Bagheera, who's a little stuffy, but a good guy. The wolves, and you have the Wolf Council, they're like, Mowgli's got to go, but they're still kind of humanized. You understand them. You meet Baloo, and he's an easygoing, fun guy. And it's like all these animals are likable, and then they introduce the villains, and you're like, oh yeah, these are bad.
King Louie's interesting because he's not evil like Shere Khan or Kaa, who's very manipulative, but he's not a good guy. Like, he doesn't have good intentions for Mowgli.
No, he cares about his own interests.
Right. So he's a
wants
very
to make
selfish
fire.
character. And as I remember as a child, I did not like King Louie.
That's also another great thing of this is, like, you have your kind of grayish and selfish character like Louie. Baloo, he's a good guy, but he's all about, taking it easy and doing his thing, bare necessities.
He's definitely not responsible.
But he becomes responsible because he loves Mowgli and learns that he does have to get him out of the forest, that he can't take care of him.
Right.
And so he has to have that hard conversation, and Mowgli leaves. So, like, even all the characters are fleshed out and have conflict and growth. It's so good.
Because even Bagheera, who's like real stuffy and like, wait, this is what we have to do. He changes. He evolves throughout the story.
Because first he's too stuffy and he doesn't like Baloo, but then at the end it's like he and Baloo
They're like best buddies.
Best buds are gonna go off and have their own adventure.
Go off and have their own buddy comedy.
Yeah, so it's so good. Music once again from Sword in the Stone to now. We have the Sherman Brothers are back. It was originally Terry Gillickson, who's done a lot of other Disney things, but when Bill Peet left, all the music that Gillickson had made was too dark, and so they scrapped it all except for Bare Necessity.
That was the one not dark piece.
Yeah, but it's like that, and I Want to Be Like You, like
that
Bare
I
Necessities.
don't know. I always think Bare Necessities is the one I think of when I think of Jungle Book music.
Yeah, just as an adult watching this, the background music where they're setting the scene and stuff's happening, it's
really pretty.
It's very pretty. It feels a little exotic with
does.
the instruments they choose. It's just so good. Like, I feel that Jungle Book is underrated. Like, to me, it's in top 10, maybe top 5 of just like how well made. It kind of had mixed reviews when it came out, but I really like it.
I like Jungle Book too.
One really great thing about this movie is they introduce the conflict right away. Like, Mowgli's parents get killed in like a boat wreck or something, or Shere Khan might have killed them. Bagheera decides to save Mowgli, gives him to the wolves, but then Shere Khan is returned. Mowgli's older, and they got to get him out of the forest because Shere Khan will kill him, because that's what Shere Khan does. Jungle, not forest. Excuse me.
It's called the Jungle Book.
Oh, well, his life is in danger.
Like, immediately.
High stakes.
5 minutes in.
And that is the story, is he's got to go. Let's get him out of here. That's the story.
Yeah.
But it's so well put together and goes scene to scene. Everything flows right next. It's such a complete piece. It is excellent. They do a really good job.
And I remember seeing it a bunch as a kid. Maybe it just seemed so epic and so much longer when I was a kid because it just flows. Like, it's just like one very fluid story.
Yeah.
But it's really not that long a movie.
It's like an hour 20.
Hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite character from the Jungle Book? Mine's probably still Bagheera, although Baloo definitely still holds a special place in my heart because he's Baloo.
Baloo's been my favorite, but Colonel Hathi and all the elephants. But I do have a particular fondness for pachyderms. If you can give us a like and hit that subscribe button, that really helps us out. The subscribe is amazing. Tell your friends. Say, you like Disney? You should watch these guys. They have a good time watching movies, and we hope you like it watching with us. Yes.
Yes. Check out these buttons over here for our social media.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
We update most on Facebook, but you can find us on the other ones too.
Yep. And on Facebook, we put behind the scenes and bloopers and extra videos stuff.
So tune in next week, and we'll watch the Aristocats.
All right. And as they say at the Disney parks, have a magical day.